Hey, this is Tony with Fountain of Light Ministries, and I've got a word for you young men out there that tend to shy away when you should be standing up. You tend to sit down when you should be manning up and doing the right thing. Now, I'm not talking about violence because violence isn't always the answer. I'm just talking about doing the right thing, like telling the truth, admitting when you made a mistake, or talking to a friend when you can see that that friend is heading on the right path, but you're afraid to hurt their feelings. Sometimes doing the right thing is tough, but cowardice is not the answer. It never is. If you read Revelation 21, verses 7 and 8, you'll see what I mean. He who overcomes shall inherit all things, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the cowardly, unbelieving, abominable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burns with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. And I think God is pretty clear in how he feels about cowards. They're placed before murderers, they're placed before the sexually immoral. God just doesn't dislike cowardice, he hates it. Now, the Bible is full of examples where men failed to rise up when they were called. You can start in Exodus chapter 3, when God, through the burning bush, spoke to Moses and told him that he had to go to Egypt and speak to Pharaoh. And Moses came up with all kinds of excuses as to why he wasn't qualified to go. Well, what did God do? He basically said, listen, son, you're going whether you like it or not. And when you get there, tell him the I am sent you. That's pretty based. Another example was Jonah. He was scared to go to Nineveh. He just got on another ship heading in the other direction. God sent a storm. These sailors threw him off the ship, and then God sent a great fish that scooped him up and dropped him off on the beach. And I don't think Jonah misunderstood the message then. I think God made it pretty clear that he was going to do it whether he liked it or not. He just had to man up and do it anyway. And what happened? Nineveh was spared. The people of, or the Jews in Egypt were freed. Why? Because they manned up and got the job done. Now, verse 7 says that those who overcome will inherit everything. For example, young David, simple shepherd boy, he faced big giant Goliath when everyone else was too scared to do so. That boy grew up to be king. Peter, when faced with death, basically just says, you know what? Hang me upside down. Let's do this. That man embraced the suck. That man embraced his destiny, and he was not afraid. The three young men in Nebuchadnezzar's court, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were told that they needed to bow down before the golden statue, they refused. They stood for their principles. They did the right thing, even at the pain of death. And they were spared. Even their buddy Daniel, he was not afraid to tell the truth, and he did not sugarcoat. He did that with Nebuchadnezzar and again with his grandson Belshazzar. When he was told or asked to interpret the words of the wall, Daniel didn't sugarcoat it. He knew that Belshazzar could have had him executed, but he told him the truth anyway. He says, your time is up. You're going to lose everything and you're going to die. See ya. If you're brave, if you do the right thing, God will reward you. But you need to stand up. You need to be brave. Bravery isn't necessarily the absence of fear. Okay. But bravery is fueled by something important. It's fueled by love. When I was overseas, I loved my brothers there. I loved the man to my left and my right. I loved my country. And that's what fueled my bravery. Here, I love my wife. I'd take a bullet for my wife. And it's not because I'm some super guy, not, man. It's because I love my wife. That's what fuels bravery. And as we all know, love comes from God. Courage comes from God. If you're lacking in courage, get on your knees and ask for it. If you're lacking in love, get on your knees and ask for it. Lord knows I did. When I came back, I was a cruel, well, I'm not going to go into all the expletives, but I was not a nice guy to be around. Till one day I got on my knees and I asked God to give me love. And He did. If you ask for it, you will receive it. Ask for God's love. Ask for courage, and you will receive it. This is Tony with Fountain of Light Ministries, asking you to just think about it.